Welcome back to WCC News. This is Marianne Edelsten, the Director of Communication, and this time I'm standing next to Dr. Jione Havea. You are a minister from the Methodist Church of Tonga. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You have been present at Kirchentag this morning and part of a Bible study.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit more what you have been doing so far?
Yesterday I was on a panel about climate effect and poverty and the impact on migration, especially with the people of the Pacific. And this morning my Bible study was on the story of Esau, the reconciliation story, and my emphasis was on an invitation for people to look at the story from the perspective of Esau, because there is reconciliation in the story, not through Jacob, but through Esau. So if we changing the perspective, we will be able to see reconciliation in the text. So those were my two events that I contributed to here.
You have also published a Bible study on the Pilgrims of Justice and Peace. Did you also combine that into the presentation this morning?
Sorry, I didn't. But there is room to combine, to bring the pilgrimage concern. Because one of my interests in the Bible studies is for us, when we are doing on a pilgrim, to be able to see the people on the side of the road. I think that's a language I've used before. Esau is one of those characters in the biblical text that's on the side of the road. And by reading this story in Genesis 33, with the interest of Esau, we can account for people who are on the side of the road. So,
what else could we learn from Esau, from your perspective?
I think he was very genuine in the story. Whereas Jacob was taking his time and having this act of humility, Esau ran to his brother and hugged him, kissed him, and wept with him. And then at the end of the text for today, Esau was telling Jacob, "Come, let's go." Jacob said, "No, you go on. I have family. They take my time." And Esau said, "Well, come. I'll leave some people with you." But Jacob said, "No, I don't want your help." That's pretty much what the text says. And then Jacob said that he'll come to Seir. When Esau went to Seir, Jacob went to Sukkoth. So there's something fishy about Jacob in this story. So one thing we can learn from Esau in this particular story is his genuine interest in reconciling with his brother, offering to help and all of that, but his brother did not accept that.
You have also published a text on we are moving from a missionary thinking into a pilgrimage culture. Could you explain what you mean with that? Is it also combined with your reflection this morning?
Part of that is about us moving away from us, mainly in the Pacific, but I see that evidence of that throughout the world. We are trapped in the missionary era. We live as if we are still in the 16th, 17th, and 18th century. We need to move away from this missionary attitude where we buy into the hegemonic authority of the church and have the courage to question. So that's the pilgrimage for me, is I'm moving away from buying into the authority and begin to question. And I think it's appropriate. This is nothing new. That's what Luther did. It's questioning the authority. So pilgrimage is that I see it as a metaphor for movement, for moving away from being stuck in the shadows of the empire, so to speak.
A final question. World Council of Churches is celebrating 70 years next year. What kind of recommendations do you have if we are on a pilgrimage journey together?
Wow, that's a tough one. I think when you're on the pilgrimage, we need to open our eyes. A lot of pilgrims close their eyes. They don't see things because they are so committed to the journey, to the event they are involved in. if the World Council would just open its eyes as it journeys through these years of celebration, by that I mean that we need to see the people, the poor who is in our midst, as well as the poor who are on the way that we journey in our pilgrim. And I'm not just talking about poor in terms of the economic poor. There are people who are pushed into poverty for many reasons. In our case, and in my panel contribution yesterday, we are pushed towards poverty by the effects of climate change. So I think it's a simple message. Just open your eyes when you are pilgrims, and not just be pious and devoted and prayerful and forget to see what's on the way.
Thank you very much. Let's open our eyes and be on a pilgrimage together.
Thank you.